Hello everyone, this is part number 17 of our Trozan Druid. We face this dilemma right now, which I mentioned when I end up last episode. We have to either kill Barrow Home leader or stick with them. Honestly, I don't plan to summon Ravager on this build. There is a much better build to this boss, so I'm gonna just destroy them. And I don't want to deal with their campaign. Also, I don't need their augments. I'm CDR caster. Their augments pretty good if you are... Their augments pretty good if you are pet build or bleeding build. I scale much better from Malmut and Coven. So I have plenty devotion to... plenty factions to work with. Sorry. And it's good to have at least one build that's hostile with Baralholm, because there is a Nemesis Pants from the Reaper of Souls, and there is as well Nomadius MIs as well. And this is ideal moment to basically showcase what's gonna be to be hostile with Baralholm. Ravager is a double on this build, but you have to be a very good pilot. On top of that, your cooldown management have to be a top notch, because one mistake is gonna cost you the character, and I play hardcore. So I'm not sure if this build can 100% succeed. Definitely I'm gonna need 4, 5, 6 tries until I execute Ravager fight properly. But if you play softcore, feel free to be friendly with Baralholm and summon Ravager. It's absolutely possible to this build. Just at hardcore I need build that can use a little bit better window for mistake. Seal of the Night. That's chill spikes. Honestly, it's gonna work out for me. It's not what I want for the end game, but still I can replace my Panetis and cast, basically rework my devotion attached skills. Probably I'm gonna proc Dryad with Trozan, and I'm gonna move Rumor to chill spikes. But let's finish this quest line. If you want to get Nemesis with them, just farm this cave. It's very close to the rift and mostly Wendigos. There is a reflection mob, I have to be careful. It's good to wait his aura to fade. Because you can very easily kill yourself. Namadia is nothing special. It's just a very baby version of the Ravager. No debuffs at all. And this is a very good Namadia's horns. Not amazing, but still a good one. And this is one of the MIs that you're looking for. And now we can finish Kovan.
You've returned the thing now. The altar of that is now that you ever since the. Do you have?
We don't have the items. Sometimes that's happen. But let's see what I need for Seal of the Night. I can craft it actually. And I'm gonna use it on my weapon slot. I still need the silver, my chaos resistance not in a very good shape. But at least I can get rid of Chill Spike is a better, like at least is a cold base. And I can retrieve my point from Panetis. And I can try. Let's see, Chill Spikes 15%, I think it's okay.
Let me clear your mind of regrets. Stay strong.
1 point, that's going to inner focus. We are revert with Coven, so we can skip 1 or 2 quests. Apart from the experience, not gonna be very useful. And now we have a proper filler. I just pop up mirror to nullify, basically to minimize the damage from the reflection. That's a strategy that you can use basically. This is on level. I'm gonna soft cap this and I'm gonna decide what to soft cap. Usually, apart from your damaging skill, it's a very common strategy until you acquire all of your skill points just to use soft caps and place points until you hit diminishing returns. For example, conversion is totally okay, 6 out of 10. You don't have to max this. Even if you desperately need this resistance, still you're not gonna receive much value from the rest of the point spent. Okay, we got the items.
Do you have the all of
This is one of the quests that you need to bring your Ulgrim bloom by yourself. It's not gonna take it from your inventory.
deep beneath good? You will find
We take care of Silvaria. I'm not gonna finish this quest line, so I mean, it's a nice chunk of experience. But actually I forgot, probably I have to finish it according to unlock the last quest before Mammoth. I totally forgot about this outcome. Let's take our reward from the witch that we save at Bloodgrove. 10k experience, not bad at all, just from one conversation. This quest is pretty annoying if you're new to the game, like I explained in the last video. The last series, sorry. First totem is exactly at the city next to the rift. This is very uncommon for Grimdown to have a fight that close. I mean quest objective that close to the rift. And my first playthrough I spent like 25 minutes searching for this. Because I never expect that that's gonna be next to the rift. I'm gonna pop mirror, this is way too much damage. This boot's actually an upgrade. Better armor. I'm gonna sacrifice some offensive ability, I think. In terms of damage. And better. But yeah, I'm gonna make this trade. Now it's time for the this guy is heavy on physical damage. He uses force wave and blitz as well. So don't underestimate him. And this is basically their whole quest line. I hope I'm gonna be able to unlock a last quest for the skill point that I have to kill the ethereal that possessed me at the very beginning of the story. We are close to max turtle shell. There is a desecrated shrine at ultimate here. But this is tonic area, so approach this. Be careful. Carefully, I mean. There is oppressor. So definitely I'm gonna maintain my distance. Nothing useful apart from the experience. Here is the Stormheart. If you have the Heart of Darkness in your inventory, mythical Stormheart's gonna spawn here, and you're gonna be able to unlock Lokkar for yourself, which drops the most important leveling set in the game. Okay, soft cap in our focus. Time to grab something else. I'm gonna soft cap Arcane Will. I think it's gonna help me a lot at my early farming and rest of the campaign. Having a little bit extra defensive ability on a druid can be a lifesaver. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit well in the endgame version of this build, and I probably gonna change my mind and give a Trozan Skybridge set a go. I'm very interested to see if this set works better after the changes. This boss over here is not so deadly, just constantly move, also nullify him for less elemental damage. You can avoid the Sunder as well. It's very predictable and easy. This is basically a mini Kalagadra fight. He uses the same pattern. You don't want to stay on top of the volcanoes, and you have to avoid the Sunder. I'm not gonna fight Ulgrim this time.
Is that your mother?
It's gonna be
But I'm afraid an unfortunate accident, my emperor.
very rippy.
I'm afraid my left arm will take some time to heal, but it should not impede my duties. Ulgrim. Yes, to my I see.
It's slightly less experience, but I prefer not to try my luck. If I take so much damage from the Catonics, definitely I'm gonna take even more from him.
It's good to see the Sonic Hero. Oh, to the
Okay, we got Black Legion revert. I don't have to clear so much. At this point, I'm done with Black Legion's reputation, so I can stick to the objectives. You can deal with Dahlia's quest if you want, I don't plan to. It's a side quest, but she's gonna give you a very nice dagger. Now here we have very important objective. We have a blue zombie that we have to bring it next to the portal. I have tons of passive damage. I don't want to switch off my Wind Devils just for this quest, but probably I have to, because if I don't control them very well, they're gonna kill it. I'm gonna try to control them, bring them away from the zombie. First spawn location is up here. He is not here. This shrine over here is gonna need a rare component. I'm not gonna waste rare components for this. But definitely I want to kill all the sentinels. That was a jackpot. It drops me a cluster. Here is the next spawning location for the zombie. Actually, not here. Yeah, actually it's here. So, last spawn location is directly behind the shrine. And if he's not there, probably I kill him and I have to reset the map. But I'm gonna give it a shot. It's good to clear most of the mobs before you summon him. Last time I killed him here because I got stuck. This time I'm gonna approach the quest differently. I'm gonna check my path. And I'm gonna safely clear the path before I go for him. So I don't get body blocked and kill him by accident. Because he is very squishy. He has like 100k life. So it's very easily to kill him. As you can see, Ether Steel bolts. I'm not gonna waste time to craft this. I think the route is pretty much secured, apart from these mobs over here. And I have to be sure I spam my pet attack key to keep the Wind Devils away from him. Also be careful when you spam skills here. He's over here, you can see him. I hope my Rowan's Crown proc's not gonna kill him. Be sure he follows you. I messed up. I'm gonna keep my devils away from him. You can unsummon them by click some item that includes their skills, but I don't think it's gonna be necessary. If you properly... And that's it. What we need rest is Sadina's Memento. It's over here. You have to go nearby this abomination. Basically, she sacrificed her life to protect Devil's Crossing. That's why you don't have a spirit guide in a Devil's Crossing, she sacrificed her life. And there is a ghost that gonna take from you Sadina's Memento and Heart of Darkness. But he's gonna let you have your Mythical Stormheart is gonna be for you. Thankfully, this is not a bad common weapon. I'm not gonna do Lokkar now, I'm pretty undergeared. And after the changes, Lokkar is actually very hard. Back in the days was kinda joke, you can do him with every single setup in a basically MIs and faction gear. But now you need proper endgame setup to deal with him, especially in hardcore. Gonna nullify this guy, he's very resistant to cold. But this was a nice chunk of reputation there. Usually farming Malmut reputation is one of the easiest. You have access to so much bosses. And the run's quite fast. I basically land Crown Hill, Sewers and the Malmut's Council. And that net me 5 bosses, potential totem and a lot of champions to kills. And of course if I get lucky a lot of hero spawns, because I crawl in 3 different areas. But definitely much easier compared to Kronlis Gang, for example. Kronlis Gang is quite annoying to farm. Another 2 cold resistant heroes. Thankfully I have tons of damage at this point. Let's soft cap Arcane Will and see how it goes with it. They buff this passive and now it's much more viable. This is a very important detonation site. It's gonna speed up your reputation farming. The only downside, this is a dangerous domain, so sometimes mutators can be very nasty. But it's very easy to reset this if they are bad. It's not like you're deep in a dungeon or something. This is a very nice craftable. If you have problems with these rare resistances, let's go across. It's gonna be a very hard hitter. Just avoid the Sunder. Be sure you maintain your distance. That's the Sunder. It's not hard to avoid this. It's a very slow mechanic basically. I'm gonna pop up mirror here. And I'm gonna face tank him for a little while.
You better have a damn good reason to be, huh? As far as the black, I don't know. So, yeah. You're serious? The Ethereal?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
We're gonna sell some stuff. This is a bad overstroll. Keep your Stormheart. You never know what build you're gonna play later on. It's definitely worth keeping. We are very close to Honored. Probably after I finish their questline I'm gonna be honored with them. My quest log is it's fine, it's pretty clear. I don't have so much stuff to do. Definitely I'm gonna buy some for the next episode, some stuff. Like restock my ointment of choice. This stuff they get buffed last patch, now much more viable to play around them as a permanent buff. 900 seconds is a lot of duration, and honestly 80 cold, 80 frostburn damage is like I have another item equipped, because as you can see my boots they are level 82 and they provide just 63 cold damage, and this provides 80. And you can start use this at level 30. So I mean when you approach the factions basically. Actually I'm gonna do that. I have still a few minutes before I close the episode, so why not? I'm gonna do the conflagration. It's not ideal, but this build have a very good health regen, so I'm not gonna take so much damage from the pulse. But still I don't recommend this area at hardcore. But I'm gonna pick some crystals and stuff. And that's gonna be a a good test for the build, especially your piloting skills, because all of the mobs here are very fast. All of them charge at you. Also there is a very dangerous totem here. Before you summon totems at level 80 plus, always check if you have proper cooldowns and stuff. Don't just go there completely naked. I'm gonna nullify these guys. And we're going for the damage. Another pretty good generic pants. If you don't have any, you can craft rim guards. They have a ether resistance, frost burn duration as a implicit, and physical resistance, which is basically a very rare nowadays after the changes. And I am surprised they leave this blueprint like this. Don't be fooled by the color of the blueprint. It's a magic item, but can roll all the prefixes and suffixes that's allowed to the pants, so you can craft yourself double rare. I'm gonna remove the mirror from these guys. Here is the boss, not very dangerous. Just don't stay so on top of the pools for too long. He doesn't have enough damage to burst you down. And also his damage doesn't ramping, so and I consider this one the easiest herald of all three. A one-shot chest. Baby version of Soul Layer's helm. Actually, this is a very nice helm. And it's very rare, but this is the baby version, so not so useful. Let's retrieve this to the Black Legion.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Not bad.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Let's check their endgame components. They have some cold stuff that I would like to use. Like this one's gonna give me some cold damage until I unlock better ones. Offensive ability as well. If you need defensive boots, this one's amazing. Physical resistance, life, ether, elemental and stun duration. If you lack anything from this department, this is an amazing boots. But the most valuable thing here is these augments. Having pierce and poison in a single augment is very powerful. And this is one of the best augments in the game. Having such a high roll on a ether chaos. Now I can get rid of my silver and get more damage if I just place couple of those on my gear. My poison resistance quite bad, someone can use one of those. And I can left these 3 slots open for now for a further adjustments. And I'm gonna pick finally a cold stone for better damage and get rid of this basically silver. That's how important reputation are. They're gonna unlock a lot of basically flexibility for your build. Let's do the Elena's quest. As I said, I have a couple of minutes before I end up this episode. Some side quests. It's gonna be a little bit fresh air from the campaign. Also, I need to scale a little bit more level. I don't want to die again to Theoden Marcel, like I did the last series. I positioned myself absolutely horrible. And in Grimdown you never know when the fight ends. I kill him, but I died after that. So never release your fingers from the keyboard. You can be surprised how some of the mechanics in Grimdown works. For example, Father Skyman. When he uses his belly burst, even if you kill him, you can still take damage from the mechanic. This area is very dangerous, but comes with a treasure trove and a potential amulet upgrade. This amulet is much more suitable for a spellbreaker or nightblade in general instead of caster, but still if you get a pretty nice roll you can use it. But still for leveling I prefer Angoliax when I level Arcanist. Just 1 to Arcanist is so powerful, especially with the right prefix suffix, which is very hard to roll as a cult because Angoliax is a naturally vitality implicit amulet. So you're gonna much more like roll vitality stuff. Also this ground, most of the ground here is a damaging floor. Pay attention, it looks like a normal floor but it doesn't, as for example this one. As you can see, I have I have high health regen, but a lot of build can suffer a lot of damage here without noticing. This very spicy totem. This is manticores and these three guys. This is extremely dangerous in such a small room. Maintain your distance. These guys, as I explained several times, they use a slam mechanic. And this slam actually have a mid-range instead of melee. They do a shockwaves. So can be very rippy if you get hit by few of them. Especially heroes. We got Nemesis with the beasts. That means I can summon Chupacabra at any point. You know more hunting for Nemesis. They spawn randomly when you kill part of the factions. For example, every time I kill beast, I have this chance to spawn Chupacabra. So I have to be careful. Elena, very cold resistant. It's gonna be a... Basically, you don't want to stay on top of these geysers. And you have to avoid the tsunami. And you're gonna be pretty much safe. You can use this room just to line of sight. And this was her shotgun mechanic, but with maximum cold resistance you're pretty much safe. Magi of Alacrity. This is gonna be a very useful for a Nightblade. This actually is a pretty good roll. Magi comes with elemental damage. On a Nightblade this is pretty good find. If I play around alts, I'm definitely gonna keep it. Provides a lot of utility and damage. Especially if I need to hit certain breakpoint with my auto-attacking skills. But unfortunately it's not gonna be very useful for me right now. Still 1 to Arcanist beats all of these modes. Until I found the endgame one.
Do you have something for me?
This time I'm gonna keep the formula.
You can't do this. Think about you being a fool.
Did I keep it or I give it to him? Probably I give it to him by mistake.
Leave me to my work. Some of us are busy trying to end this madness.
Yeah, I think I give it to him by mistake. This shows us much more damage, but I think it doesn't. I prefer the modifiers to Trozan. And with this few side quest, I'm gonna end up this episode here. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.